What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a review on the 2023 Kia Forte GT, and I'm extremely excited because my girlfriend just bought this car a couple weeks ago, and I really want to do a review on it because it's technically a performance car. Today we're pretty much going to put to the test how much of a performance car it really is. It's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that puts out 201 horsepower and I believe 260 foot-pound of torque. I don't 100% remember, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's that, so it's got some torque to it. I mean, she's pretty fast, she rips, but we're pretty much gonna go over as much as we can of this car today, kind of take a look into it. We're gonna do some driving clips, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of like what the features are on this vehicle. The first thing that I noticed on the back is, obviously you got your GT badging, you got your new taillights that go all the way across the back, you got the new Kia logo, and you got the dual exhaust tips, which I think look amazing. Rather than the circle tips, they use like these, like, I don't even know, like, I forget what they call that shape, but you know what I mean. I like these tips a lot better than the oval tips because they just look a little bit more aggressive, cleaner. I like the stock diffuser on it too. It's a little bit more aggressive than some of the older Kia Forte GTs, and I really like it. I think overall the rear end has a little bit of more of an aggressive poke than it used to. The previous owner of this car did put K3. It used to say Forte, and then that would say GT. I think they did that because that's a generation of the car, so I think this car is the K3 generation. I think the other one was a K2, then they had a K1. Kind of like how my car is the Mark 7 and they have 6, 5, you know, they do all that. This car also comes equipped with beautiful 18-inch wheels on 225 tires. I think these wheels could look a little bit better, but they don't look terrible. The car isn't super high either. I think it has a perfect stance for a stock suspension. It's equipped with like this gunmetal gray, which I absolutely love. You got black mirrors, you do have a sunroof. It's not panoramic, but it is a sunroof, so at least you get that. Then you have these full LED headlights with the DRL light strips on the top and the bottom, which compared to the older headlights, these look so pretty. And obviously throughout the car, you have red badging absolutely everywhere. So this is a Korean production car. As much as I love German cars, this actually does have some German engineering in it. So that means it has a dual clutch transmission, and you have these beautiful silver paddle shifters for that dual clutch transmission, which I think is beautiful. You have your 10-inch Android Auto and Apple CarPlay screen. You do not have a digital dash, but honestly you don't really need that. I think the dash looks clean and perfect. Obviously you have your shifter. You do have heated and cooled seats, front seats, which is great. And you have this P feature with like the little camera thing, which means whenever you click it, your camera pops up, which I think is really cool. It stays up for about 30 seconds, I believe. You have your GT badging on the dashboard right here. Obviously you have dual climate all the way through, which is beautiful. Front and rear defrosters, which is great. You do have a rear vent all the way back here. And honestly, if you're looking, you have really good legroom for a short base vehicle. And this car is smaller. It's not like it's not a full-size sedan, so to have that much legroom, that is pretty good. I will say that. Pretty decent space that you have within your glove box and your center console. What I do really like about this car a lot is at night, this, I don't know if I can get you right here, this illuminates. This is colored at night, along with the GT badging, which I think is so stunning and it looks amazing. I really like the setup of this car, and I also love the way the car drives. But in just a few minutes we are going to take it for a spin and pretty much see what the Forte GT is really all about. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I will say the exhaust on this car sounds absolutely stunning for what it is, and we're gonna give it a little bit of a rip right here. I'll put the window down. I am sorry for the POV way perspective that it's in today. I don't have the head strap, and I just tried using the mount for the dash and it did not work. Ooh, she's got a little bit of pep to her step. Obviously, it's not gonna sound like an aftermarket exhaust, but it sounds, you just hear it. That dual clutch transmission shifts so nice. It actually hauls. If there's one thing I gotta say about this car is, you might look at 201 horsepower and say it's too slow, but this car is so quick. It is so quick off the line, and it's not super slow while you're driving it. So if you're on the highway and you're in 5th, 6th gear, it's still really, really torquey. And I like that. That's what you want in a performance car like this. And I'm kind of liking that they're doing that to the newer cars. They're making them, you know, more reliable, one, but they're also giving them a little bit more performance feel to it, a little bit more power. They're finally taking my advice and putting in the dual clutch transmissions in all these cars, as they should, because dual clutch transmission is probably the best transmission of all time, and every single car needs it. So I'm very happy that they did that. But this car so far, the 3 weeks that she's had it and the couple times that I've driven it, has been absolutely stunning, and I absolutely love the look of it. I love the feel of it. You can get a really good idea of what this car is like, because it's a really good bang for your buck, and you won't be disappointed when you buy it. Believe it or not, you won't. So yeah, here it has the sound indicator, which is exactly, which I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Comment down below if I'm saying that right or wrong. But that is the fake sound that it produces. Obviously my car does the same thing and I hate it. You can definitely unplug it, but it's fine. But this car, it's an exceptionally nice daily driver car. It's anything anybody would want for the price that you're gonna pay. Obviously, if you have more money and you're not looking for a car within this range, you would obviously go with more of like an RS3 or an S3, or maybe even if you're gonna stay in the Kia family, you would go with a K5 or a Stinger. So you go with the Stinger GT or the K5 GT, or you could even go with the N lines that Hyundai has. You could go with the Kona N, you can go with the Elantra N, you could go with the N-Line Sonata. Pretty much any one of that family that is a little bit more, I guess, quick, a little bit bigger engines, a little bit bigger turbos, or a little bit faster. And I think honestly, if you're on a budget and you're looking for a car, like I always say with the GTI too, that's always a great budget car, but this car, I would honestly give it a 9.5 out of 10. It drives amazing, it feels amazing. It doesn't feel as good as my GTI, but it does feel very, very close to that. And I will definitely say that. Now, if there is one thing I will say, this interior is so much cleaner than the interior of my car. It's obviously, it's newer, so you have more updated stuff. The only thing I don't like, you know, you have your updated tech and everything. The only thing I don't like is I don't like the red. I wish that wasn't red, because during the day you can't really see it. Really wish you could, but they keep this LED on the digital on the dash, which is nice. All your speedometers and odometers are absolutely LEDs, so you can see it during the day, but you can't really see that when the sun is shining on it during the day, and that kind of stinks. It turns heads. I think this is a head-turning car. I mean, when you think of a Kia Forte, you don't think of anything special. You think of it as just a regular daily driver, a budget car, nothing crazy, whatever. But this car right here, and I'm very happy they created the N line and they created this, you know, GT line, is that it pretty much makes the car feel special. It puts the car back up on the market, and people will enjoy it if they don't want to drive a regular Kia Forte or a regular Elantra. Woo! That was a heck of a pull, but this car does feel nice. And people do tune these, people do modify these slightly. We are looking for modifications for this car. We just don't know what modifications we want to do yet. But people are doing things to these cars. They are modifying them. They are doing some things to them to really make them pop. I mean, it's more accessorizing on the outside, more exterior, less motor, more exterior, but you can definitely tune these things and give them a little bit more horsepower, good 40 to 60 at least from what I've researched. 240 to 260 horsepower on a car that is short-based, lightweight, honestly is a lot, because at that point you're going to compare to the 330i, anything like that, because the 330i are Audi A4, which make about 240, 250 horsepower, and those are kind of boaty cars, those are bigger cars. But this car, for being lightweight, short-based, honestly, I think the best bet is when you tune this thing, that 240 horsepower, 250 horsepower is going to feel fast. It's going to feel really, really good too. So for one of those baseline performance cars, I think this is your car to get. I think if you're going for anything higher than that, I think your next step is an Elantra N or a GTI or a Golf R or a newer S3. Those are your best bang for your bucks. I would say BMW 340, like an M340, but those are skyrocketing to about 65, 70 grand right now. And if you're gonna stay in that 40, 50 grand family, right around your S3 and GTI Golf R is where you wanna be. This car goes from 24 to 26K. So this one was purchased for 25 or 26. So this one actually, I mean, for 26 grand, you really can't go wrong for 26 grand. And can you blame anybody for wanting to pay 26 grand for this thing? One thing I will say about this dual clutch transmission in this car is it shifts quick, it downshifts quick, upshifts quick, and quick shifts. Her Optima did not have a dual clutch transmission. It was just a regular automatic transmission. It was not a CVT, thank God, but it was a regular automatic transmission. It didn't really shift the way that you would want it to. That's why I say dual clutches are the best transmissions to go with. They just shift so smooth, and it's exactly what you want. It'd be so much easier to have done that with my head strap on, but we got to pull. That's all that matters. I know this was a quick review video, but I just want to kind of go over it quick with you guys, just to show you guys what a Forte GT is like, a little vlog style. I'm not going to be professional and do the full